Welcome back, everyone! You're watching Coins Heritage, where every coin tells a story from history. Today, we're stepping back more than a century to the year 1914, a time when the world was on the brink of change. Our spotlight coin of the day is the 1914 one penny from the United Kingdom, a coin that not only carries the image of a king, but also the weight of a world about to enter war. So grab your magnifying glass, hit that like button, and let's uncover the fascinating tale behind this historic British penny. The year 1914 marked the beginning of World War I, one of the most significant events in modern history. Britain was still an empire, ruling over vast territories around the globe. In everyday life, coins like the 1914 one penny were used to buy tea, bread, or a newspaper, simple reminders of a world that was about to change forever. This coin features the portrait of King George V, who had taken the throne in 1910 following the death of his father, King Edward VII. George V became the face of the empire during one of its most turbulent times. The 1914 penny represents the stability and tradition of a monarchy just before Europe plunged into the chaos of war. On the obverse, you'll find the finely detailed bust of King George V facing left, designed by Bertram Mackennal, an Australian sculptor known for his classical style. Around the king's portrait are the Latin words GEORGIVS V DEI GRA, BRITT, Rex Fidef, and IMP, which translates to George V. By the grace of God, King of all the Britons. Defender of the faith, Emperor of India, this inscription is more than just a title. It reflects Britain's global power and influence at the time. Every penny minted during this era was a small reminder of a vast empire stretching from Canada to India. Turning to the reverse, you'll find the timeless figure of Britannia, the female personification of Britain. She sits proudly holding a trident and shield, gazing out to sea. This design, created by Leonard Charles Wyon, had been used since 1860 and remained a national symbol for decades. Britannia's calm yet powerful pose represented strength, pride, and protection of the empire's shores. Below Britannia is the date 1914, and above her, the word one penny. The design may look simple, but it captures the heart of British identity, courage, resilience, and maritime strength. The 1914 penny was struck at the Royal Mint in London, though a limited number were also minted in Heaton H. Mint Mark and King's Norton KN Mint Mark. The coin is made of 95.5% copper, 3% tin, and 1.5% zinc, weighing 9.45 grams with a diameter of 30.8 millimeters, while millions of these coins were produced. Finding one today in high-grade condition is a true collector's delight. Over a century of circulation, handling, and oxidation means that most surviving examples are quite worn. But an uncirculated or well-preserved piece can fetch impressive prices. Now let's talk about the value. A circulated 1914 penny in average condition might be worth around $1 to $5 USD, depending on wear and patina. However, if you have a coin in fine or extremely fine condition, it can reach $20 to $50. Uncirculated examples with full detail and natural color can go beyond $100 or more, especially if they carry a mint mark from Heaton or King's Norton, which are more sought after by collectors. Rare die varieties or errors can increase the value even further. Imagine life in Britain in 1914. The streets of London were buzzing with horse-drawn carriages and early motor cars. People were reading newspapers about the rising tensions in Europe. When the war began in August, millions of young men enlisted, and these very pennies often traveled with soldiers into the trenches as lucky charms or keepsakes from home. Each coin from that year carries not only monetary value, but also emotional weight, a silent witness to a world in transformation. So, if you ever come across a 1914 one penny, take a closer look. It's more than an old copper coin. It's a piece of history that survived to world wars, countless hands, and an empire's legacy. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the story of the 1914 UK penny, make sure to like this video, subscribe to your channel name, and ring the bell for more fascinating coin stories from around the world. Every coin has a tale to tell, and together, we'll keep discovering them one penny at a time. See you in the next video!